Hey there guys, Portal Master here, and I am back once again with another Skylanders rumor discussion video. Now, it's been quite some time since I've actually done a formalized rumor discussion video talking about all of the stuff related to Skylanders and these leaks we've been hearing, and actually taking it more in a personal perspective. Do I think that these leaks and these rumors are real? We've had a lot of developments since the last time that I tried to make one of these videos. I actually filmed a video just like this a couple of weeks ago, and then new information came out before I got it up, and I'm having to reshoot it now with a slightly different perspective on everything. So keep in mind that this is a rapidly changing situation. We're finding out new things from our Twitter leaker all the time, and it changes whether or not, how confident I am on these rumors. So bear in mind, everything's up in the air, and let's dive into what I think about this whole situation. So we've been hearing about these rumors since the end of June now, and now we're into October. So we've been hearing these rumors now for almost 4 months at this point. We've thought that maybe there would be some type of Skylanders game coming at some point. This is something I really didn't expect to happen so soon. I expected for years now a Skylanders game of some type in the future. I have been saying for years on this channel, ever since we found out that Skylanders 7 was not going to happen back in 2016 or 2017, whenever that was, I've been saying someday Skylanders will come back. At first, I thought it would come back maybe in 2018. They'd take a 2-year break or something. And then after nothing happened in 2018, the next possible date that I advocated for as a potential return date for Skylanders was basically fall of next year, the 10-year anniversary for Skylanders. Now we're seeing all these rumors about Skylanders from this one particular source, and they're basically making it sound like, well, we are getting a Skylanders game possibly next year, but it was delayed because of COVID, which makes it sound like originally it was going to come out this year. It's a really strange situation, and there are certain things that go for it and certain things that go against it. Even excluding the Twitter leaker's credibility, which I'll talk about my personal, if I trust the Twitter leaker or not here in a second, the optics of Skylanders coming back now is certainly there. We have Activision saying they want to expand their teams for something. We've seen mystery 3D prints going on at Toys for Bob's headquarters. We've seen references to Skylanders in Tony Hawk and Crash Bandicoot, which, while not really confirming anything, at least tells us they haven't totally forgotten about Skylanders, and they're still definitely in control of the Skylanders franchise. It's not like they've sold it off to somebody else or anything like that. They still remember very much so that it is a thing. We know because they're trying to make more games, they're expanding their teams. We know that Toys for Bob is doing hiring drives right now, and presumably we now know that Beanox is working on a new Crash Team Racing. We know Vicarious Visions in the past 4 years, the only thing they're responsible for is Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which definitely didn't take them 4 years to develop, so something else is cooking over in Vicarious Visions. And we know that Toys for Bob is hiring for some type of multiplayer game. All in all, a lot of things are going on, and for what I can guarantee you is that in the next couple of years, as in 2021 and 2022, Activision and Associates, so Toys for Bob, Vicarious Visions, and Beanox, will 100% release games that are not strictly Crash, Spyro, and Crash Team Racing. They're cooking something else up. I know that for a fact. Whether or not that is Skylanders is 100% up in the air, but they're definitely cooking something, and I've said for years that the 10-year anniversary for Skylanders does make sense as a time to bring it back. Obviously, a lot of that stuff is more in the speculative area because we only see from the outside. We see, oh, they're making something probably, but what are they making? We don't really know that just yet, and that's why I don't really want to lean too heavily on the, oh, but could they, because they're doing this or this. It's supplemental to the Twitter leaks that we've been hearing, but on their own, they don't really carry any weight. They just help to maybe corroborate our Twitter leakers' stuff they've been saying just a little bit. Diving more into the Twitter leaker, let's talk about, do I really trust her or not? Our Twitter leaker is very, very hit or miss. She says some strange things on Twitter, has a strange Twitter handle, but undeniably has predicted things in the gaming world. She more or less predicted Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. She has predicted quite a few other things that I don't need to list. She predicted stuff about Paper Mario, stuff about Smash before. She's predicted so many things. She's also gotten things wrong. The most recent instance of her getting something wrong would be she claimed that the new fighter coming to Smash Ultimate would be Travis Touchdown, and that is not who was revealed. It was Steve. She had, according to her sources, or according to what she says rather, heard from her sources that Steve was coming, but not yet. She was under the impression that Travis Touchdown would be the newest Smash fighter, and now we find out, well, Travis is in, you know, Smash Bros, but he's a Mii fighter. She's definitely gotten things right, but she's gotten a lot of things wrong before as well. Namely, her dates are frequently off. She says something should be coming soon, and we may not hear anything about it. But then she says, well, there's going to be a Valve announcement sometime in October, and she completely nails a Valve event that no one else has mentioned. She is so hit or miss. But ultimately, here's the thing for me. I've been saying this for months, and I still maintain this position. You can make a false Smash Bros leak or rumor, and it's going to get attention. 100% it will get you attention. It will get you hype. It will get you internet clout. But Skylanders, when she mentioned this, had almost no hype around it at all. Essentially, the buzz in the Skylanders community was reignited by these rumors. She actually mentioned Skylanders one time back in May, and it wasn't picked up by anyone. It was noticed by a few people, and there were definitely some internet articles written about it, but no one took her seriously in the Skylanders community, and even fewer people even knew about her. Skylanders was dead until it came to me and I learned about these rumors, and now my video talking about these rumors has 25,000 views. So now anyone who is still a fan of Skylanders at this point, whether they believe the rumors or not, knows that there have been rumors stated. She gained a lot of traction off of these tweets. But before this all happened, she had no way of knowing that that was going to be the outcome. She couldn't have done this for attention. That's my thing. It's a strange situation. Who would make up false rumors about Skylanders in 2020? That is strange. But on the other hand, can we trust her? She seems, you know, somewhat reliable, but we don't know. So I've talked about her credibility some, which is very difficult to nail down. Let's talk a little bit about the specific claims that she's made, and we'll start by talking about the Toys to Life GPS functionality thing. This one actually isn't far-fetched to me. This actually makes sense and sounds totally plausible to me. Here's why. If you recall, we found those interviews from years ago back in 2011 and 12 where basically they're saying, hey, seems like something we could do. It seems like making them more interactive and make it where you can take them to Times Square, for instance, and do something with them. You know, that seems like something that they've been interested in for quite some time. And if, as we suspect it might be with Toys for Bob doing some work on these products, you know, it seems logical to me that, hey, the GPS thing totally sounds plausible. But what does seem a little strange is, I think before she said that, before we found out about that part of the game, we all kind of assumed that, oh, any potential Skylanders return will probably ditch Toys to Life, and here she is saying, no, it won't ditch Toys to Life. In fact, it'll expand upon it. It will make them interactive. It will add GPS functionality. Now, a lot of people have been arguing with how would this be presented. Assuming the rumors are real, how would a GPS Skylanders game work, especially if it is still a console game? And I've always said that it would be like a Pokemon Go companion app. If anyone here has played Pokemon Let's Go, you'll know that there is phone app integration with Pokemon Let's Go. Let's Go is largely a console game, but you could catch Pokemon on your phone in Pokemon Go and port them over into the actual console game. And I personally think that mobile to console console integration is something we're going to see utilized in a lot of games going forward, as they try to really capture the mobile gaming market. I think that that is going to be a lot more successful than companies trying to create, a second-rate mobile game that ends up flopping, much like we've seen with Skylanders Ring of Heroes, with it not doing too spectacular among original Skylanders fans. I think that doing an app that integrates with a console game is genius, if you ask me, and it's something I could totally see them doing if they wanted to bring a Skylanders ecosystem back. So again, I don't think this is a ridiculous idea. When it gets weird for me, though, is when we get into release dates, which we'll get to for a second, but I think before we go there, I should talk a little bit about who on earth is making this game. We've seen Toys for Bob is doing a hiring drive right now, but we don't know for what. Well, our Twitter leaker says that the people developing this game are Toys for Bob with the help of a third party, and making it sound like the third party is actually the one doing the majority of the work. We don't know who this third party could be. It could be another team up with Vicarious Visions, but I think she would have said that were it the case. I genuinely don't know. This very much throws me for a loop. I do not know who else could be working on this. The one counterpoint to this is there could be some other type of developer out there that is doing work on the mobile gaming side of this, and then Toys for Bob is designing the console game. That could very much so be what's going on here. I don't know, but that's my main theory at this point in time for what that particular tweet could mean. So now we move into the really strange part for me, which is the release date thing. I don't understand this release date thing at all. The way our Twitter leaker makes it sound, the Skylanders game was supposed to come out this year. I've talked to fans of Crash Bandicoot, and it's interesting to me what they say, because had Skylanders come out this fall, it would have directly competed with Crash Bandicoot 4, which isn't something I think they would have done. Now, we've seen Activision release games for their Crash Bandicoot franchise in the summer before. As a matter of fact, Crash Team Racing came out in the middle of the summer. I don't know what the chances of this were, but perhaps Crash 4 could have originally been slated for this summer, with Skylanders coming out this fall, and ultimately Activision decided to push Skylanders, and then they moved Crash Bandicoot back to October instead of the summer. That's what makes sense to me, kind of, but it's a weird situation because they're, as our Twitter leaker says, delaying it a full year. Now, Skylanders is much more successful when launched in the holiday season. There is no contesting that whatsoever. Toys to Life needs to release in the fall. But still, it's weird to delay it a full year, and for this to have been our only source coming out about Skylanders. If it was happening so soon, it seems like other leakers would be touting a Skylanders game. Very few things ever make it these days without being leaked, so that's a huge red flag for me. Releasing in 2021 seems logical to me, but again, I just don't know about this whole situation. It's weird. That's the thing that probably prevents me from being able to believe it more than anything else, is the whole situation is really, really, really weird. And we've seen no other sources corroborating what our Twitter leaker is saying. There's a lot of fishy stuff about this leak, but again, our Twitter leaker keeps getting other things right. It makes no sense for this to be real, but yet I kind of have to keep thinking maybe it just is real. It's a strange situation nonetheless. I still sit personally at almost coin flip odds. Probably 55-45, maybe 50-50 still, but I say I still slightly lean into this being real. Because again, she is quintupled down on Skylanders at this point. She talks about it at least once every 3 weeks or something like that, brings it up, or at least she has so far. And what seems strange to me is, if she wasn't confident on this, she would have stopped talking about it a long time ago, because the entire Skylanders community will come and basically invalidate her and say you're wrong on everything, you're a fake leaker, you're incorrect on so many things. We will come after her. She knows that at this point, and she could just choose to ignore Skylanders, but no, she keeps tripling down on it. It's weird to me. I don't know what to tell you. The silver lining to all this is that she's given us a supposed date, which is fall of next year, fall of 2021, a 2021 release date or a summer 2022 release date. So we should know And honestly, not too long, because I say that E3 is the latest that Skylanders could be revealed next year and still actually be like, basically what I'm trying to say is if it's not revealed by E3 of next year, then it's not coming out next year almost for certain, and the rumors as for it coming out next fall are probably wrong. The summer 2022 release date that she's saying is a possibility is kind of strange to me, because she's like, it's better profitable if released in the fall. And I agree with that, but I don't understand why it would release in the summer unless it's some type of Pokemon Go-like experience and they think that releasing it in the summer might actually do them some good, or I don't know. It's a weird situation. That doesn't make much sense to me. But I am more willing to bet on the 2021 date, and honestly, if it gets to the middle of next year and we still haven't heard anything about this game, I'm going to start to get really, really skeptical that these rumors are actually true. I think that if she announces at that point that it's been delayed further, I'm not going to believe her at that point. I will not be inclined to believe her at all at that point. Summer 2022, it has to come out by then, or I'm not believing it. So I say the end of next year is probably when we would hear news about this if it's real. And if we don't hear news by the end of next year, it's false. So yeah. So there you have it. That's my thoughts on this whole situation. As you can tell, I'm very confused by this whole thing, and it's a strange situation all around, but I thank you guys for bearing with me. Even if these rumors are false, I have more or less rekindled my enjoyment of YouTube. So don't worry, even if these rumors were proven to be false tomorrow, I would still make YouTube content for you guys relating to Skylanders, because I really do enjoy it. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching this video. This was a long one, so I really appreciate you listening to me ramble for like 16 minutes or so, however long this video ends up being. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Go drop me a follow on all my social medias linked down in the description below. You can also go check out the Discord if you're feeling chatty and want to connect with other Skylanders fans. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching. I just wanted to take some time to thank my generous patrons on Patreon, including APYT Skylanders, OctoBoom, Haley, True Blue Dogemon, Cinderclash, Hypnotic Ocelot, Adrian, and AngryTedC.